Common industries 2. Lecture 3 is Enter-esterification of oil and fats. In this lecture, we will study about the oils and fats modification methods, enter-esterification, enter-esterification types, enter-esterification of milk fat with oleic acids, preparation of immobilized lipase, enter-esterification of butter fat, and at the end, we will conclude the whole process. First step is oil and fats modification methods. So oil and fats require different nutritional and physical properties. Usually, all the nutritional and physical properties are not present in a single oil or fat. For this purpose, we modify the oils to acquire the physical and nutritional properties. For example, we add different types of minerals or vitamins like vitamin A and D in the oil to acquire the physical and nutritional properties. In the second point, you can see about the factors which affect the formulation of margarines. These factors are melting behavior, solid fat content, and crystal habit. Then we decrease the amount of polyunsaturated fatty acids to increase the oxidative stability, which is very important in frying oil formulation. Why we are decreasing the amount of fatty acids? Because they are unstable and we need to stable oil and fats. On the right hand side, you can see a picture of polyunsaturated fatty acids group containing the omega-3 fatty acids compound. Following are the methods that are used to modify the fats and oil. First is blending, second is fractionation, third is hydrogenation, fourth is enter-esterification, which has two types, chemical or enzymatic enter-esterification, and last one is genetic improvement, GIO method. First step in oil and fats modification method is blending. In this method, different base stocks are mixed together and we obtain a specific composition, consistency, or stability in the final product. You can take an example of base stocks or base oil as silicone, polyphosphate ester, polyalkylene glycol, and polyol ester. The base stocks may include following processes. Number 1 is partially or fully hydrogenated oil. Number 2 is enter-esterified oils and fats. Number 3 is fractions from winterized oil or fractionated oils. So what is fraction? In this method, we cool the oil, or it is the process of cooling of an oil by following a partial or fractional crystallization method. For example, you can take an example of liquid choline that is separated from the solid by fraction method, stearin by means of filtration or centrifugation. Second point is fractionation. Fractionation is the method of cooling of an oil by following a centrifugation or filtration method. In fractionation method, we take sample in the form of solvent or in dry form. So first point in this slide is fractionation, solvent to dry, leads to a separation of fats and oil into two or more fractions with different melting points. Second point is also it could be used to remove an undesirable minor component such as waxes in oil during dewaxing and winterization processes to produce valid oil. So in this process, we remove the waxes from oil or winterize the oil. Third step is hydrogenation. In this process, we partially hydrogenate the fats that includes a semi-solid. Semi-solid is a substance which lies between solid and a liquid, and it is highly viscous. You can take an example of mayonnaise as semi-solid. Second point is that it is stable during deep frying. like we deep fry anything, it remains stable. Third point is that it has long shelf life, like it has long expiry date. So the products we are choosing has long shelf life, that it remains safer after its expiry date. But we can say that the product is no longer guaranteed that it is safer to use. Number 4 point is that it was excellent or functionality is good. In this process, the partially hydrogenated oil, by providing hydrogen gas, nickel catalyst or heats, are converted into the trans fatty acids. Fourth method is genetic improvement. In this method, new mutants or new mutation can produce oil that has specific composition, such as the oils are highly saturated, highly monounsaturated. It has low polyunsaturated fatty acid contents. So the genetic improvement oils and fats are used in the formulation of margarine and frying oils. What is interesterification? Interesterification is a chemical reaction that induces the rearrangement of fatty acids within and between triacyl glycerol. In history, the interesterification process was used in the late 40s to modify the crystallization behavior of fats. Later, it was used successfully to make products such as basal margarines in the Unilever industry for several decades. Now, in the early 80s, with enzymatic catalysis, it was used to make the cocoa butter equivalents in other structural lipids. Interesterification has following types. First is chemical interesterification. Second is enzymatic interesterification. What is chemical interesterification? It is done in the presence of basic catalysts, for example, sodium methoxides, and results in non-selective or random arrangement of fatty acids. The enzymatic interesterification is opposite of chemical interesterification. It is done by using the immobilized lipases. It is commonly used in industries and results in selective modification of fatty acids. How we can compare the chemical interesterification and enzymatic interesterification? The chemical interesterification requires low processing cost and done in the batch reactor. You can see the picture of batch reactor on the left side of the slide, while the enzymatic interesterifications requires high processing cost and done in the continuous plug flow reactors and lipase. You can see the picture of continuous plug flow reactors on the right side of the slide. The whole enzymatic interesterification process occurs in the plug flow reactors. The chemical interesterification requires high processing loss, and the saponification of oil takes place in this process, or hydrolysis of oil, while the enzymatic interesterification requires minimum processing stability. The chemical interesterification requires low oxidative stability, the tocopherol loss. The tocopherol are in the form of vitamins which are present in the oil, while the enzymatic interesterification requires no change in oxidative stability. The high level of reaction byproducts, for example glycerols, occur in the chemical interesterification, while in the enzymatic interesterification, low level of reaction byproducts occur. In chemical interesterification, the flavor reversion problem occurs, which can change the flavor of an oil, while the enzymatic interesterification, no flavor reversion occurs, so the oil remains in its original form and no flavor change can occur. In chemical interesterification, it results in highly reproducible results and can be easily controlled, while the enzymatic interesterification, it can contain more complex operation and control. Here you can see the chemical interesterification and enzymatic interesterification in pictorial form. So how these processes can occur? You can see on the right side of the slide the chemical interesterification. In this process, we provide the feedstock. Then we provide the catalyst slurry or add catalyst in our sample. There is a vacuum pump on this picture to provide the pressure to our sample. Then there is a recirculation line to provide the hot water all the time throughout the process to our sample. Then there are heating and cooling coils. Then we provide the nitrogen separator. At the end of the chemical interesterification process, we can send our sample to the refining. You can look on the right side of the slide how the enzymatic interesterification process can occur. We can provide a substrate to our sample that goes towards the hydration column, then it goes towards the enzymatic column, and in the final process we can obtain our product. Next step is the interesterification of milk fat with oleic acid. So how the milk fats are interesterified? Milk was firstly interesterified with oleic acid by providing a catalyst of immobilized lipase. This whole process is done in microaqueous two-phase system. So what is microaqueous two-phase system? It consists of liquid-liquid fractional techniques and has a gain interest because of great potential for extraction, separation, purification, and enrichment of protein membranes, viruses, enzymes, nucleic acids, and other biomolecules both in industry and academia. Interesterification of butter fat. So how the butter fats are interesterified? The process is done in co-surfactant free macroemulsion system that consists of non-ionic and ionic surfactants. You can see the picture of macroemulsion system on the right side of the slide. That's how the whole process of macroemulsion system can occur. The second point is that we can choose the commercial lipase like the lipase which is used for the industrial purposes. That is obtained from Rhizopus nevius at different concentration of surfactant mixtures and consists of HLB values, the hydrophilic, lipophilic values. You can see the HLB scales or hydrophobic, lipophilic scales on the right side of the slide, which are showing the values of 0 to 18. About 0 to 6 are hydrophobic oil-soluble components. Above 6 are water dispersible components, and onward values are showing the hydrophilic water-soluble components. So our results are indicated that the interesterified yield of lipase catalyzed interesterified butters reaches maximum value in the microemulsion system that was prepared from the surfactant mixtures of LB values of 9 and followed by HPL values of 10. In addition, we can increase the concentration of surfactant mixtures about 3 to 6 mm. That results in the increase in the yield of interesterified yield. So the interesterification of butter fat that was done in the microemulsion system, it was prepared from 3 mm of surfactant mixture that consists of HLB values of 10. It will show a minimum hydrolytic activity. At the end, we can conclude that the chemical and enzymatic interesterification has different applications in the food industries. It can result in the formulation of shortenings and margarines to synthesize the structured lipids that can be used for special medicinal and nutritional applications. And second point, we can say that the lipase catalyzed interesterification reactions are used for the synthesis of functional lipid products that has more application, and in the coming years, due to its tremendous applications, we can use these processes. Summary. In this summary, I will summarize the whole process of interesterification. So what is interstratification? The first point you can see, interstratification is a chemical reaction that induces the rearrangement of fatty acids within and between triglycerides. So interstratification is a chemical reaction that induces the rearrangement of fatty acids that are present within and between triglycerides. The second point you can see, interstratification is a means of modifying the structure and functionality of fats and oils to produce food ingredients for a range of applications, which can help to reduce levels of saturated fatty acids and the trans fatty acids in some foods by providing an alternative to the use of animal fats. So the second point, you can see that interstratification is an important procedure, and the function of interstratification is to modify the structure and functionalities of oils and fats. How we can modify the structure and functionalities of oils and fats, or how the modification of the structure of the oils and fats is necessary. So there are some properties or there are some functionalities which are present in the oils and fats. So somehow there are some functionalities or there are some properties which are not present in the oils and fats. For this purpose, we need to modify the oils and fats to acquire the further properties in the oils and fats. So that's how the modification is important. So we can modify the oils and fats in such a way that we can modify the structure and functionalities of oil and fats, and by modifying oil and fats we can produce the food ingredients for a range of applications, and this can be helpful to reduce the level of saturated fatty acids and the trans fatty acids in some foods. So that's how modification is important, because it reduces the level of saturated fatty acids and the trans fatty acids in some foods. We can choose the animal fats by using an alternative ways. So the alternative way is to modify the structure and functionalities of oil and fats by the using of animal fats. In third point, in food industry, interstratification can be carried out using a chemical catalyst or an enzyme. So the interstratification has two types: chemical interstratification and the enzymatic interstratification. The chemical interstratification carried out in the presence of catalyst, while the enzymatic interstratification carried out with the presence of an enzyme. In the fourth point, sodium methoxide is generally used as a catalyst in chemical stratification, while lipase are used in enzymatic stratification. Chemical interstratification is a random reaction, while the enzymatic interstratification can be random or reduced-specific. So in this point, you can learn that there are some differences which are present in the chemical interstratification and the enzymatic interstratification. To perform the chemical interstratification, we need a catalyst such as sodium methoxide, and while performing the enzymatic interstratification, we need the catalyst such as lipase. And the second difference between the chemical interesterification and the enzymatic interesterification is that the chemical interesterification is a random process or a random reaction, while the enzymatic interesterification has two possibilities. It can be random or regiospecific. The three oil modification processes, hydrogenation, fractionation, and interesterification, have made a major contribution to the greater use of oils and fats since their introduction in the 20th century. So, in the 20th century, the modification methods was used to achieve some useful properties of oils and fats. The modification can be performed by three ways. It can be performed through hydrogenation, fractionation, and interesterification. So the modification process is very important. It can enhance the qualities or properties of the oil and fats. And this process was introduced in the 20th century. The processes principally serve to modify the relationship between liquid and solid content of an oil and fats as a function of temperature, thus enhancing the functionality. So, how the process of modification could be performed? To perform the modification process, we use the oil and fats, and the oils are present in the liquid form and the fats are present in the solid form. So, we provide temperature to the oil and fats to enhance the functionalities of oils and fats and to modify the oil and fats and enhance their qualities or further properties. Hydrogenation is the most important or most versatile of these processes, primarily because at least three process conditions can be used to modify process performance. So, above all the processes of modification, the hydrogenation is very important process. So we have studied that there are three important processes of modification: hydrogenation, fractionation, and interesterification. So above all the process, the hydrogenation is very versatile process. So how to perform hydrogenation process? To perform the hydrogenation process, we keep three conditions while the performance of the hydrogenation process, and we can modify the oils and fats to enhance the further performance of the oils and fats. Although the modification process are used individually in many cases, their coupling, hydrogenation followed by fractionation or fractionation coupled with interesterification, can be lead to enhance the versatility in the use of different oils and fats. So to perform the modification process, it is very important that we can perform these processes accurately. So we can perform these type of processes through coupling procedure. We can couple hydrogenation with fractionation, or we can couple the fractionation with interesterification to enhance the versatilities of oils and fats and to enhance the performance of the oils and fats. So that's how the interesterification works in different oils and fats. Assignment number 1 is write down the applications of chemical and enzymatic interesterification. Assignment number 2 is how the interesterification of butterfat can occur. Thank you.